I'm Jeff Hunt. He's Bill Thorpe. It's Monday.
I'm not ready for Monday.
I was going to say, did I say that too energetically?
Yeah, way too energetically.
It's Monday. Woo-hoo!
Way too energetically.
All right.
Yeah.
We're back.
Yes, we are. Yeah.
How's your weekend?
Hey, there you go. Jinx. Yeah, owe me a Coke now. Mine was busy. We made Christmas. Making Christmas. Shout out to everybody that sang the song from Nightmare Before Christmas in your head when I said that. I love you. You're my kind of people. Yeah, we did Christmas, but that is a chore at our house on the Saturday. So get everybody together, even though there are 6 of us. We got a lot of Christmas stuff, and it's a complete changeover of the entire main floor of the house. Stuff comes out and stuff disappears. We have got 8 storage tubs full of stuff that comes out, plus one that is for the stuff outside. So I guess 9, and the box for the Christmas tree. So it's an event. So it's all the boxes have to come upstairs, and then it involves a little bit of a rearranging of the main floor. And then we set up the tree, and then we decorate, and then the stuff that gets put up gets put away. But the nice part is we've been doing it for so long, everybody kind of falls into their own little jobs that they've kind of been given over the course of the times that we've done this together. So we all have it. It's basically 3 of the kids, 2 of the kids hang out with me mostly and do the tree. Sometimes the third one bops in and out. And then it's kind of the extra hands with my wife, and the other kids help my wife out, changing over everything in the house. And we've accumulated so many things. We actually purged some stuff this year. We were like, okay, we have too much stuff. And so there were some things that had been around and had seen better days got thrown away. So it was fun. It was really good. Did a bunch of extra radio. Did some Christmas shopping yesterday. Enjoyed seeing the Broncos on Sunday. That was fantastic. That was good. And the Chiefs losing. This was a great Sunday. My Newcastle Magpies won
another championship.
Yeah,
which we'll talk about here in a second. I want to ask Blake all about that because.
How was yours? I know you went out with some friends.
Yeah. Went pheasant hunting. I've never, despite my last name, I have never hunted ever in my entire life.
Oh, I had no idea.
Never once.
I didn't know this was your first. I knew that. I knew you were gonna go walk the fields and stuff, but I didn't know that was the first. Damn.
Shooting anything.
Wow.
Outside of clays and
that's fantastic.
And stuff like that.
Yeah, pheasants are interesting. Easier than doves, but still, it's a skill.
We went to Rocky Mountain Roosters. All right, these folks advertise on this station as well, but I went down there in part because of that, but also Jeff Crank and Gabe Evans were hosting a fundraiser. So went down to go support those guys, friends of theirs, and want to help them get across the finish line again. Gabe's going to have a particularly spicy battle. That was a very close district, Congressional District 8. Yeah. So want to support Gabe. And then
oddly, I'm not invited to things that involve firearms.
And politicians.
Just saying I'm a risk. Yeah. And politicians. I'm a risk, yes.
Blake or Bill not invited to things with
not
firearms
invited to things like
politicians.
that. No, not at all.
Mostly to protect you, Bill.
Yes, mostly to protect me, yes. That is exactly the reason. Like, I could just wound him a little. Yeah.
Bro, everywhere I go, they talk about you. Jeff and I were talking about you again.
That's great.
Then I went in a small group with his son, Joel, and we had a great time. We were talking about you.
Oh, that's funny.
and Jeff Crank talking about how much he loves coming on the show.
He's so much fun. He's such a good dude.
Brett Axton is the president of Rocky Mountain Roosters. This guy he's the owner of it. Great guy. So if you have never gone pheasant hunting, you have no idea what to do, where to stand, they'll walk you through it all. And then if you're a pro and you want to train your dogs, like it's almost like more of a walk with dogs than anything else.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yep.
Right? Because you go pointers, and then they'll get the scent that there's a pheasant nearby, and they point. They get real serious. So they run around real crazy, then they get real serious and stop and point, and then you get close and you go get them, and then they run into the brush, and then the pheasant pops out, and bang, bang, bang.
I had a Labrador Retriever growing up through middle school and high school that was trained to hunt, and so it'd walk the fields with me. In fact, we used to have to tie a rope that was about 40 feet onto him, and not too big, probably about as big around as your index finger, but it was just to slow him down because he was just running so fast. We had to slow him down as he was going through the field. so it's just creating some drag on him. Yeah, that's what we had to do.
It is so fun to see all the energy that the dogs have, and then the conversations, and then the skill and the excitement of the hunt. But you got to go check out Rocky Mountain Roosters. They're out in Callahan, I think is the city down south, but it's worth it. And take family members, go spend a day outside, learn how to pheasant hunt. Brett does a fantastic job. Rocky Mountain Roosters in it. And at certain times on Rocky Mountain Bargains, which is a website we run out of 710K in US, Rocky Mountain Bargains, you can get discounted hunts down there. So
I
think they're sold out right now.
Value.
But check that out sometime. But yeah, Jeff, Gabe, everyone in good spirits. It's going to be quite a battle this year, though.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, it is going to be kind of a battle, but it's a little tough. But we'll see. I'm glad that it was a good weekend for you. And then you guys got to see the Broncos game and the Chiefs lost. Yes. So it's good.
I come in and Gabe.
I guess he was in here.
Sign.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Go Raiders. We won. Mad love, buddy.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Thank you, Gabe. What Dave Portnoy losing his mind over a spread. Now, I don't gamble. I don't sports gamble, so I don't know what he's talking about. But apparently there's a last-minute field goal. Maybe we'll transition and ask Blake this, but there's a last-minute field goal that covered that.
Yeah, let's bring Blake in on this one, too, after, during the news and stuff.
Now it's time for the news.
Blake Olson.
Blake Olson, news and comment.
Hey, good Monday morning. Welcome back. 29 and mostly cloudy in Denver, expecting a high of 50 today. News sponsored by Pastor Camp Heating and Air Conditioning at 303-777-1234 to learn more about special savings opportunities on Lennox equipment. Our top story ceremonies held around the nation Sunday to mark the 84th anniversary of the attack on Pearl Harbor. A handful of people are in critical condition, and several had non-critical injuries Saturday after their District 51, that's Mesa County, their activity bus crashed. 14 went to the hospital, but 3 students and a staffer remain admitted. Lakewood police say one person was ejected from a vehicle. 13 Grand Junction Central High School wrestlers and 2 coaches were on the bus. All right, the Broncos at the Raiders, tied at 7 in the second quarter.
A.J. Cole punting to Mims. It's a short punt. Mims a running start at the 48 and able to break free. Marvin Mims calling out blockers inside the 20. Touchdown! How about it?
One of the big plays of the game yesterday, Marvin Mims Jr., 48-yard punt return in the second quarter. Do not ever stop your feet and your legs moving when you're returning. And that's what happened with Mims. You just never know what will happen. He breaks a couple tackles and he is gone. Beautiful return. Broncos win their 10th straight. They're 11-2, 24-17 over the Raiders. Bo Nix, 31 of 38, 212 yards, ran for 15 yards and a touchdown, and just did a great job. If the play broke down through his progressions, he was able to run it and create plays. R.J. Harvey, 75 yards and a touchdown on the ground. The defense was outstanding once again, and Coach Sean Payton, business as usual.
Each win is a step. There's a number of things we're going to go back and watch the tape and be upset about. Some silly penalties, some missed assignments, and so we got to get that stuff cleaned up.
And here's Bo Nix.
It's not easy doing what we do. It's not easy going to work each and every week. It's not easy pulling out, these tough wins, but we're resilient. We continue to do it. And, if that's what it takes, we're going to continue to go through it and find ways to stack wins.
Get it done. Get it done. That's what they're doing. Selena Gomez.
Right.
Yeah.
Is Selena going to be about the Broncos? Because I want to
No.
ask you questions about the Broncos.
I was just going to say Selena Gomez and Lena Dunham. These are people I have no idea who they are. And Taylor Swift at the Chiefs game last night, and someone needs to tell them that, guess what? The Chiefs aren't relevant anymore. So that's all I was going to say. They lost to the Texans 20-10.
That's wild. What has happened to the Chiefs, because they were just playoff bound for what felt like well over a decade.
That's right. They have injuries, and you hit a peak sometime. I mean, it's still going to be a challenge to beat them. They're on Christmas when the Broncos meet them, but whatever. It's just funny how all Hollywood goes Chiefs, and they're like 2 years late on it. Anyway, what were you saying, Jeff? What were you talking about?
All right, Mr. Sports, we got a lot to talk about here. I'm very excited to talk with you about the Cherry Creek High School 15th state victory, what Dave Logan's done with the program. But let's start with the Broncos. Okay. So I'm not a sports gambling guy, so I don't understand the stuff. But Dave Portnoy, Barstool, running around his house. I can't even play the audio. There's so many F-bombs.
It's ridiculous. So
and
stupid.
He's so angry about a last-second field goal that dropped the spread, which I don't understand what a spread is, down below something, and he's calling for refs to be jailed.
It actually did two things.
And murdered.
Understand what is going on here.
Yeah, go ahead, Billy.
Oh, no, it actually, they ended up covering two different spreads. There was the point spread, which was 7.5.
That was 7.5.
Yeah, and then there was the total points.
Explain what point spread is to total idiots like me.
You can go ahead, Blake, if you want to.
Well, I mean, the favorite, they give them a spread. Okay, so if the Broncos are favorites, they'll get gamblers to say, oh, okay, they're the favorites. So if they win by 7.5 more points or more, then you win the bet. If you gamble on the Broncos, but if you take the Raiders, they have that spread in between. So I don't gamble either, so it's kind of hard for me to explain it too.
Basically, it's like this. It's the idea. Now, this is where you've got to really pay attention to some of the sports shows and gambling shows, because a lot of times they will say, and you've heard this a lot, and the listeners, Jeff and Bill's show, have heard this a lot, the idea that the Broncos are favored by 7.5 points over the Raiders. Now, obviously, you can't score half a point, so they normally round it up. So normally it's 8 points is what they do, because but it does exist in the line for half points. Now, that doesn't mean that Vegas thinks the Broncos are 8 points better than the Raiders. What it means is the people in Vegas need to give the Raiders bettors 8 points in order to get their money. That's all that means. The line is, where has the betting houses drawn the line to pull even money on either side? Remember, Vegas and all betting institutions are not picking who's going to win and lose. Their entire business model is to get equal wagers on both sides. That's what they're shooting for. So that's why the line goes up and down over the course of a week. It has zero to do with what the team is going to do. It has to do with where the money is. Now, you'll hear things like, oh, this quarterback is sitting and the line is changed. Yes, because the better money is moved. Bettors are going, oh, wait, that team doesn't have the quarterback? Okay, I'm going to go with the other guys.
Yeah,
so the line changes because the bettor's money moves.
You can't just bet that the Broncos would win.
Yeah, you can. You can do a straight up, straight down. Yeah, you can go straight up, straight down.
That's called a straight up, straight down.
It's just straight. Yeah, you can get a straight up, straight down. But then most of the time you do it based on points, because it gives you a little bit of a cushion. And the Raiders, from my research this morning, because I don't follow the sports betting, the Raiders were favored by 7.5. They come on at the end of that game, and they cover the spread, which means that they basically, it's less than the 7.5 points. They lose by 7. So the 7.5, since they're there.
So Portnoy bet that not only would the Broncos win, but they would win by at least 8 points or more.
Yep, and they didn't.
And then it was a last-second field goal. Sorry, I was out shooting with my kids.
And then it was a last-second field goal, and that last-second field goal also pushed the point total over 40, which was the other bet. The two bets you take is, one, you take a bet on the team, and then you also take a bet on total points scored in the game. Those are the two most often bets.
Okay.
And because of the field goal, it screwed bettors on the last second, because everyone that bet they were going to score more than 40, everyone that bet under that was winning up until the field goal. And everybody that bet that the Raiders would lose by more than 7.5 points were winning up until the field goal.
And it
So
was
that
a
field
last
goal
second
changed
field
it.
goal. It was like
Yep.
at the very end of the game.
Yep, last 2
Well,
seconds.
and this is what he's really upset at. Also, you're
penalty.
exactly right. It's 2nd and 10 with I think 14 seconds to play in the game. The game's over because they're. I mean.
Right.
You know,
They're
they're down
score.
by 10.
Right.
So bettors, and this is why you don't bet.
Right.
Yes.
Because, this is the point. And this play, he's losing his mind. He's saying Pete Carroll should be murdered and all that. You know what? Don't bet then. All right?
Dude,
because this,
perfect.
Yeah.
That's why I don't bet either. There's
Yeah.
like nothing in the world that drives me crazy more than just losing money stupidly.
Right.
Like,
Absolutely.
You have no control over
Like
either.
if I forget about
Absolutely.
a subsubscription and get charged for something, I'm like, oh man! Like I immediately email and I'm like, I
Yes.
did not approve that. And then I went gambling like once or twice in college and lost like $5 on a blackjack hand and was
Right.
like, what did I do? Like I got so mad at myself. I
Yep.
don't get the appeal at all. I'm watching Portnoy run around his house, losing
Right.
his mind over a
Oh,
bet.
and I can see now. True enough, the NFL lives off gambling. I mean, Billy's talked about it a lot.
Yeah, right.
And you have as well. This is a situation where I can see all these people at home going. I'm gonna win the bet. I'm a Raider fan, but I bet on. I looked at the spread, and here's the play. So I know they're just losing their minds because Pickett scrambling out of the pocket.
On a run, and he's got Lockett, but I don't know if they'll be
And the
able to
clock
spike it in
continues.
time.
The clock continues to tick down, and then they touch him, and bettors are just losing. Why are you touching him? The game's over. Oh my God!
They throw a defensive penalty.
Yes.
On the Broncos, and it's a silly penalty as if the player didn't get up quickly enough. And basically,
Right.
it's a time wasting penalty,
A
meaning you're
time-wasting
laying on the
penalty.
guy
That's
so
right.
that we can't get up and preventing the team to run to the line of scrimmage to try to get up another play. Now the game can't end on a defensive penalty. So they go back to the time at which that defensive penalty was called or the time in which the play ends, and that's where they reset the clock, giving the Raiders 3 seconds at the end. So if the Bronco guy didn't lay on top of him, and was he trying to do it just so the clock would run out? Yeah, absolutely. Did he think the Raiders were going to try to run up and try to get on the line of scrimmage? No, he didn't think that. They just thought it was over. He wasn't doing it intentionally, but he did it. It happens, and he got called for it. So that's the whole conspiracy that somehow the Raiders and the Broncos and the refs all conspired together at the end to help the Raiders get a last-minute field goal. And
Exactly.
You're like, really?
No.
I
That's
don't
way
give
too
Lee that
many
much
people.
credit.
Yeah, no, I
Way too
totally
many.
agree with you.
Yeah, way too many.
The players and the coaches, what they're looking at is, we got to play hard until the gun sounds. That's the bottom line. You play hard. You try to kick a field goal. Maybe there's 2 seconds left on the clock or a second, and then you kick an onside kick. Somehow you get it. You pick up the fumble. You take it in for a touchdown. I mean, of course, that's nearly impossible. All right, 99.999% chance that's not going to happen. But you have to play it out, and that's what they did.
Yeah.
And all these gamblers, think they're sitting around. They're after what we've seen, you could see that. But in the NBA, it's a little easier to do it when you have 12 players as opposed to 53 on a roster from each team and the coaching staff.
And the other part is that they're looking at it through the idea of their wins and losses and their dollars. And they're not looking at it through the lens of Pete Carroll, who is tremendously under fire in Las Vegas right now.
Right.
And if he goes up there with 16 seconds left and makes Pickett take a knee, every single Las Vegas sports talk show this morning and every other question after the game is going to be, why'd you give up? Why'd you give up? Why did you try to get some points? Why did fire him? He gave up. He sucks so bad. He gave up at the end. He doesn't have the Raider desire to win. Just win, baby. We could have done something. We could have tried a Hail Mary. We could have, if he would have had his team just kneel and walk off the field, it would have been just a storm today of people saying Pete Carroll gives up. Pete Carroll gives up. The Raiders give up. The Raiders are worthless. So he had to continue to play.
Yeah,
specialists.
Yeah. And you press your team and every opportunity.
Exactly. Yeah, but according to the bettors, no. When the bettors have their winning numbers, then you stop the game right there.
It's annoying. It is annoying to watch a game though with bettors. It is.
It is.
It
Text message is
nuts.
hot on this one, 5309. I always bet against the Browns and give the points. It's done well for me this year.
I bet it has. Yes.
That's a great strategy.
All right, now Blake, got to ask you about this. I've never met the guy. I think Bill, you worked with him at one point. Dave Logan, Cherry Creek High School, now on its 15th win. I think this is Logan's 13th state championship as a head coach.
4 different schools.
This is the guy that calls the Broncos. So he was getting the state championship on Saturday. Sunday, he's in Vegas doing a great job calling the game.
Mm-hmm.
And from what I understand,
amazing.
Dave was a football player himself at Wheat Ridge. One time I was up at Wheat Ridge High School. I think our kids were playing a basketball game, and they have like a whole wing dedicated to Dave Logan.
He was, from my understanding, he was a 3-sport star.
Yeah.
He
was drafted in 3 sports.
Yeah, in 3 different
baseball,
sports.
basketball, and football.
Yeah, he was
not
drafted.
just went to.
He is Jeff. Bottom line, he's probably the state of Colorado's greatest all-time athlete.
Yeah.
I mean,
he goes on to this great coaching career and radio career.
If you would hold some sort of an athletic decathlon that you could kind of adapt to, Dave Logan is the odds-on favorite.
No doubt.
100 times out of 100, he is the odds-on favorite, and it's hard to find who would be second. He was that good when he was an athlete.
Yeah,
he was
there's
damn
no
good.
doubt about that.
Yeah.
So then goes to play for the Broncos for a few years, right?
The Browns.
Well, he played for the
Browns.
Wide receiver for the Browns, and then he finished his career with Denver. And as Dave told me a long time ago, it ended in a fight with someone. I can't remember. I think it ended. He was at the tail end of his career, and he probably could have played 4 more years or 5 more years. Who knows? But it ended with a fight with the assistant coach or something, or a disagreement. But I'm so old. I remember watching Dave at Folsom Field, with the Buffs. So he was, when you grew up in Colorado and you're a football guy and your dad's a football coach like my dad was, everyone talked about Dave Logan.
Yeah.
Wheat Ridge farmers, and, this is what it's all about, when your own state of Colorado native goes to CU to play for the Buffs, as a star, and then goes to Cleveland, plays for the Browns. And, he's been a Bronco fan all of his life. I mean, he is Colorado. That's why I don't even know if he's still the spokesperson for First Bank, but that's why.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's why he was for years, because people, if you're older than 50, I'm 50. How old am I? I'm 59. And, this is one of the guys we wanted to be growing up. So Dave is awesome. And the reason he's a great coach is because, he could coach at the college level. He could coach in the NFL. He could take a team to the Super Bowl. He could take a team to the national championship. But he coaches high school football because his dad always told him that you need to give back to the community and coach. So that's what he does. So he won at Arvada West. He won at Chatfield. And he won at Mullen. He would have stayed at Mullen the rest of his life. Things happened there. He went to Cherry Creek. This is his 7th at Cherry Creek. I'm losing track. So 13. I mean, he's always in the state championship and in the playoffs. But the thing about him, what they're going to do. You know what they're going to run. You know what their scheme is defensively. They're just tougher than you. I mean, they're just he instills toughness in his team. To me, that's the separation.
They dot their I's and they cross their T's. It's the idea of, because of who Dave is and because of his pedigree, if you're at practice and you're running those 20 or 40-yard wind sprints, you don't pull up 2 steps before the end. You run all the way through the line because he demands it and he sees it. He won't sit there and call you out on it, but you'll find yourself not being in rotation if you don't finish off in those drills. And he's not mean about it. He is so encouraging, and kids that I've seen that have played for him say that he has a way of communicating an understanding of the game so it makes sense, so that everybody on the team is always on the same page. And he preaches the idea that we go in there and we win together, and we go in there and we lose together. And he's had opportunities to go to college. I have been made aware of several opportunities of people that have come knocking on his door. And
would love
he has said no a number of times, and because he loves working with the kids because they're still malleable, and he's in my opinion, the conversations I've had with him, because I used to go out and I would run remotes with him, so I would sit in the van after he would get done at practice at football, and we'd shoot the stuff between breaks and things. And he just loved the fact that these are kids that are really on their beginning of their football journey. He has an opportunity to help them achieve their goals. These are these kids that grew up watching the league, that dreamed in their backyard of playing in the NFL one day, and he can show them the steps. He doesn't say they're going to make it. He can show them.
Have there been a lot of pros that have come from him?
He's got a decent number.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like Christian
Lendale White was, one of his best players at Chatfield. Now, I will say in defense, he's had plenty of guys that play in the NFL. Absolutely. Yeah. I will say this in defense of all the other schools in the state, because we have an open enrollment, Cherry Creek is 3,000 students. Now, it's not like, the players live, within a mile of Cherry Creek High School.
Yeah,
some of them do, some of them don't. But they choose to play for Coach Logan. So, which I completely understand. And there are 10, 20, 30 other great coaches around the metro area that players choose to play for them, and they'll drive 10, 15 miles to go play for them. So what Dave has been able to do, because he's consistent, he is at Arvada West, Chatfield, parents, players, coaches, players and their parents' families, they know he's going to be around. They know he's going to be there, and he's going to give them a realistic look at what it's going to be like to be a Division I football player that attracts great players to his program. They're going to be prepared for when they go to college and hopefully to the NFL, because he can speak to all of that. So, it's a great thing, because, you talk about recruiting in high school, and they don't, they're not supposed to recruit, but players come to them, and that happens at Valor. That happens, at a few programs now. Mountain Vista and Ralston Valley, who was in the state championship game. A lot of these programs, players know where the good coaches are, and the winning programs and programs that'll prepare you for the next level. So I think that's what we've seen, because it's extremely competitive, as you know, Jeff, going to Creek. It's extremely competitive to even play at Cherry Creek. Right. So you're the best of the best if you're going there for the most part.
We didn't win any state championships when I was there. We lost to Mullen one year.
Hey, they spent all that money on the cross country team, didn't they?
Right.
Yeah, all there.
No, it was like back then. It was like the tennis team. They'd have this big board, and it was like 50 years in a row of Cherry Creek winning tennis championships. But no, impressive. Another victory for Cherry Creek. And then just Dave Logan. What an amazing.
Yes, I just like the fact he gives back. He gives back to the community. And the capacity he has. Joan texted, he's in his 70s, man. Yeah,
I'm telling you.
Exactly.
Wow.
And he's still fiery. Still wants to beat the opponent, which is great. And then and still active. So, more. It seems like he'll coach till he's 85. I don't know. So we'll see. But it's pretty impressive. So I've eaten up most of the time. You want me to close it out here, Billy?
Go for it, brother.
Okay, this is going to be a great show on a Monday, and you know what? It's starting to feel like Christmas. So, looking forward to the next few weeks here. Democrats are calling for a full investigation into the recent U.S. strikes on drug boats in the Caribbean, with Senator Adam Schiff.
Dude, we're going to talk about this during one of the hours. During the 8 o'clock hour, because I'm sitting here going, really? Like the drug cartel guys, the narco terrorists.
Yes. Shouldn't he be behind bars?
You're upset they got hit twice? I say hit them 50 times. Then take their bodies and grind them up in a meat grinder and feed them to pigs.
Yeah.
I'm tired of
Okay, I agree with you.
narco-terrorists killing Americans.
Yep.
Twice.
I'm
They hit
there
him
with
twice.
you.
Good night.
Just crazy. All right, one more thing. Let me see. A vote is coming soon over the Non-Affordable Care Act tax credits. The Schumer shutdown ended after Senate Majority Leader John Thune promised a group of Democrats a vote on the issue. Republicans admit they've been struggling to create legislation that would get enough votes to fix the core issue of rising costs. We will have much more coming up this morning. The 12-team college football playoff has been unveiled. The Big Ten champ, Indiana. This is beautiful. They beat Ohio State over the weekend, so they're the number 1 seed. Notre Dame left out, so they say they are not going to accept a bowl bid. That's a whole nother story.
Yeah, dude, what is that?
Well, I mean, the way the system is, I just put this on X, but the way the system is, I definitely don't think James Madison should be in it. I don't think Tulane should be in it. But that is the system. They're taking conference champions and they're putting them in the playoffs. So, you have an opportunity for a complete huge underdog, and we're talking about gambling again, underdog to upset one of the big powers. That's not going to happen. So bottom line is, to me, they should take the top 16 teams in the rankings, and that's the bracket, and then go from there, get rid of the ridiculous non-conference cupcake schedule that we see in August and early September. Play all these conference games, don't have a conference championship, play the playoff. But Notre Dame's upset because they weren't picked, and they say they're not going to go to one of these meaningless bowls. So if you're not in the playoff, a bowl invites you to come and play in a bowl game, and they're like, yeah, no, we shouldn't be. We should be in the playoff, and we're going to take our ball and run home. So
yeah, that's kind of crazy to me. Like I understand both sides, or I guess I understand both aspects of that argument. Like I do find it weird that number 1 and 2 in the nation played each other in early December. Like that's just odd to me. Like, don't you wait
those
for
are
the
those
end?
those are rankings also. I mean, those are hey, we think they're 1 and they're 2, so it's opinions. Okay. A lot of those teams should play each other during the regular season. So like Miami defeated Notre Dame, so they're in. So Miami is in, and Miami's playing extremely well. And if you watch Miami late in the season, you're like, yeah, they should be in the playoff. But until we have 16 teams and they just take basically the top 16 best teams in the country, you're gonna tick off 2 or 3. Oh, well, we should have been 16. Whatever.
Shouldn't the school make this decision in the sense that like they're Notre Dame's leaving a lot of money on the table.
Oh yeah,
and if you're the president or
I think you're cheating
CFO,
your kids. Yeah, I think you're cheating your kids though, because the kids, the players, you know what? They'd like to play in a bowl game. You go to a bowl game, you play another game.
I agree.
I think the season goes way too long now. It needs to end before. Right at New Year's Day. It needs to end. Right, that's when the national champions should be in college football, but they've continued it, and they have these conference championships. And by the time January comes around, even someone who loves college football like I do, I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm done with college football. It needs to be done, But they drag it out to make more money, like they always do with everything. It's all about the money, 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 money. 27 in Broomfield, 28 in Lone Tree, 29 in Denver. You are waking up with Jeff and Bill on a Monday. Blake Olson, News Talk 710 KNUS.
Your 710 KNUS forecast this early Monday. A few clouds this morning, temperatures around 25 as you start the day. Sunny this afternoon, highs close to 50. A few clouds tonight, lows in the upper 20s. Even warmer for Tuesday, breezy, sunny, highs around 55. Weather brought to you by L&L Heating and Air Conditioning. For quick, trustworthy, and dependable service, call L&L Heating and Air Conditioning at 720-851-1691. Visit them online at bestdenverhvac.com. That's bestdenverhvac.com. You'll be comfortable with L&L. I'm day weather meteorologist Patrice Sutter in the 710 KNUS Weather Center.
We're back. It's Monday morning. Bill, I don't know if you saw the Sunday shows, but I was about to pull my hair out. I can't stand either side on this one.
I did not watch them. There was English soccer going on, which is much better. That's what I was watching.
Well, Republicans...
it's an easy push. I'm sitting there going, do I want to watch these losers or do I want to watch soccer? It's an easy win, yeah.
Republicans and Democrats both trying to explain their health care plans, and you're sitting there watching politicians try to explain health care plans. All right, it's like watching drunk toddlers drive a ambulance that's on fire. Right, and we're all in the back of it. So, there's this sense of urgency. Oh, no, if we don't do something. And then you put the dumbest people in charge, and then we all have to deal with the consequences of whatever they choose. And right now our healthcare system's just getting more expensive and services are getting worse. And this article in Wall Street Journal just continues to emphasize how dumb it is to put this in the hands of government, in my opinion. Obamacare is a mecca for fraud. Federal auditors at the Government Accountability Office show how easy it is for the ineligible to sign up. Now, we all know the Minnesota Medicaid grift illustrates how open-ended government welfare can easily become an inducement for fraud. A new Government Accountability Office report finds the pandemic-era sweetened Obamacare subsidies are also ripe for gaming. The GAO last fall began an undercover test in which it submitted insurance applications for fictitious individuals to the federal Obamacare exchange and insurance brokers. Nearly all of its invented people were able to enroll in subsidized plans despite submitting false or no records to verify their identities and incomes. So I'll link to this on my X account because we're up against a break here. But if you read through this, you basically see that in order to sign up for heavily subsidized Obamacare, you need to clarify who you are and what your income is. Neither of those were ever followed up on. And if they did ask, they submitted falsified Social Security data, and it was approved anyways.
Yeah, and there were a number of hundreds of thousands of duplicate Social Security numbers. The interesting part is by running the numbers. There are two things that I saw in that article. One is by running the numbers, more than 99% of those that have signed up under Obamacare would be legit. The other one is that this seems to be not, from my reading, not a rampant bunch of people that are out there getting covered that shouldn't have healthcare coverage. It's not like rampant illegal immigrants signing up. It seems to be the exchange brokers that are signing people up illegally in order to derive the money from them. Too. And that's part of the fraud. So it's not that the issue is that we're not providing, again, this is what I think is very important from my reading of the study. We are not providing health care to millions of people that should not have it. We seem to be sending checks to insurance brokers for fake people. That seemed to be the scam that they uncovered, that these insurance brokers were signing people up, or if they did sign people up, even changing some of their elections behind the scenes in order to derive more money from them. This seemed to be a broker scam, not an individual person scam. And the other question I've got is, where's Doge?
Well, I want that
Doge?
here too.
Where's Doge?
I would like to see Doge on this, but
no, hang on. They had a chance. They didn't find this. This was the GAO. This wasn't the Doge smart kids and their algorithms and their AI. This was the GAO doing rank and file type of investigative work that Doge didn't do.
I don't think
Doge ran over the top of this.
I don't think you could say that it has been totally absent from this process. I think
where did they find this is fraud? This is direct fraud, and they couldn't find it. They didn't come out. They didn't come out in their healthcare things.
In this case, it was GAO that identified this as a result of their own processes.
Yeah.
And some of their their undercover tests.
Yes.
But I think Doge uncovered some of the stuff.
No, they didn't. And that's a problem because the GAO was already extant, and we were told that Doge was going to come in and find all this fraud. Didn't find it. Didn't find all the fraud, and it was the GAO, the people that were already there that were doing the work. The problem is this, that when you dropped in the pointy-headed computer nerds from DOJ, they didn't have context as far as what they were looking for or how the system worked. That's why they talked about so many dead people getting Social Security checks. That wasn't correct, but it's because they didn't understand what they were looking at. And that's, again, the big flaw when you're running through DOJ. DOJ didn't have the ability to find something like this because they don't understand the context of how the programs work. They couldn't have found this. They didn't have the ability to find it because they don't know what they're looking for. That's the problem.
I disagree. So I think what you have and what Wall Street Journal has shown here and what you saw on the Sunday shows is that handing our health care to the government is going to result in a tremendous amount of fraud. And people that, watching these politicians try to piece together a healthcare system is so stupid. And we're walking into the single-payer system. That's what Democrats want. And whether it's health care for illegal immigrants in Colorado, this GAO report that shows health care fraud, or dumb politicians trying to piece together what your health care is going to look like, why we walk down this road, doesn't make any sense to me. All right, join the conversation. We got You Choose the News coming up. You're listening to a Monday morning version of the Jeff and Bill Show.
This is Denver's Talk Leader, News Talk 710, KNUS.
Welcome back to the Jeff and Bill Show. The debate is already hot on Obamacare fraud and Republican and Democrat plans and all that stuff. We'll continue that, but we're going to take a little moment of frivolity with some You Choose the News on a Monday morning.
Yes, it's Monday, so I know what color the button is. Yeah, shout out to people who are with us on Friday. It's time for You Choose the News, America's favorite fake radio news game show. I have spent moments this morning browsing the interwebs to find really dumb stories about us humans to give them even more ridiculous headlines so that we can play this fake radio news game show, because nobody in charge here at KNUS is awake until 7, and Jeff and I are left completely unsupervised. As always, this is a giant secret, so shh. And Blake Olson is joining us from the news department. Gentlemen, your headlines this morning. Headline number 1, checking in. Headline number 2, crashing the market. Headline number 3, for the children. And headline number 4, a sudden emergency. Mr. Hunt, your choice.
Let's check in this Monday morning.
Yeah, we got to check in this Monday morning. Here we find ourselves on Laredo, Texas. This is an incident that happened early in November. Law enforcement officers were dispatched to the 3200 block of Zeteka Street following a report of a male individual who was making calls to 911. It was an emergency. It was so much of an emergency, he made 5 calls in a single hour. What did 45-year-old Ignacio Marquez Acosta need? Well, he wanted to go see his girlfriend and needed a ride. Oddly, when police officers showed up, he showed signs of intoxication. You don't say. No. We all are so surprised that the drunk guy called 911 to get a ride to see his girlfriend. So surprised. Yes. More to cervezas, please. Okay. Blake, your choice. Crashing the market for the children or sudden emergency?
Sudden emergency.
This is a sudden emergency. Trains were halted over the weekend after a suspected picture that seemed to show major damage to a bridge in England. A tremor struck across Lancaster in the Southern Lake District. Network Rail was made aware of this image that was making rounds on social media. Damage to the Carlisle Bridge. So they halted railway traffic through the area. And the bridge was just fine. It was an AI-generated image that made it on social media.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So AI-generated images. And so the train company afterwards sent out and the government like, hey, guys, this is not cool. Don't do this because this could really be some serious things. Okay, Jeff, final choice. Crashing the market or for the children?
For the children.
For the children. If you thought AI-generated junk crashing trains and making things stop was bad, wait until you see what happens on YouTube. YouTube creators right now are flooding little kids' channels with a whole bunch of stuff of AI slop. Yeah, they're targeting kids between the ages of 2 and 12, if not younger. All on YouTube because it's cheap, it's easy to make, and parents ain't paying attention. Yeah, that's it. Back to you, Jeff.
I knew that was
know.
gonna happen.
Oh, my goodness. Well, we'll continue. You're listening to the Jeff and Bill Show.
This is Denver's Talk Leader. What are your kids watching? We're KNUS.